Alright guys, time for a new video. This time I'm going to be going through Image Plus. This is a thing I didn't even know existed. I'm not sure when it came out. It looks like it probably came out, I don't know, let's find out, 1993 it looks like. Okay, so yeah, I was definitely collecting at that time, didn't know this came out. But I went to the comic book store the other day and they were having a half off sale on everything. So I went through their dollar bins and I picked up about 100 or so comics for 50 cents each. So this was one of them. I didn't even look at it when I just grabbed it and said, okay, came home and checked it out. And I was actually like not impressed so much. Here we have a little editorial here from Kim Kolomijek, which I think is related to Todd McFarlane's wife. So that's kind of wild. But basically, this is just a little thing where, you know, they're showing just information about these artist writers, little interviews and stuff like that. So like right here, we have like, you know, obviously it's Todd McFarlane. Shows a little bit of his artwork here. Hometown, birth dates, such. Favorite movies, restaurants, athletes, comic artists. You have Michael Golden, Frank Miller, most everyone in Image. I loved the camaraderie in the beginning before that all went downhill. But, you know, things like that will happen. But you have a favorite comic issue, which will be Fantastic Four. He's not sure of the number, but it says it's by Len Wein, George Perez, and Joe Sinnott. So that's wild. If you talk to Todd McFarlane, I've seen a lot of interviews from him. He's always saying that he doesn't even read comics or anything like that. If it's not the sports page, he doesn't really care. But here we have, you know, obviously at one point he at least read comics because he got into the field. Favorite comic characters. So he has a bunch listed here, but he has Bedrock listed on here twice. I guess he was a big fan of that, and this was at a time where I guess Liefeld and him got along. I know that Liefeld has stated that he doesn't have anything against Todd McFarlane, but if you listen to his podcast or see any of his tweets, there definitely seems to be some kind of grudge, but we'll get into that in a second. His favorite Image title is Eric Leiston's Savage Dragon. Gotta be honest, I'm almost positive that was everybody's favorite. No, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Savage Dragon. That was it. So yeah, this was pretty wild. Career highlights here: Coyote 11 through 13 for Epic, through Marvel, Invasion number 1 and 2, Infinity Incorporated number 14 to 37, Detective Comics number 576. So there's a whole list here of stuff. So it looks like his career highlights is like everything he's ever did up until this point. So that's pretty wild. On the very next page we have Rob Liefeld, right? I think that was a good likeness there of Liefeld. You know, I don't know. I always looked at, you know, everybody was like, you know, Liefeld's the kid of the bunch and all of this. I'm not seeing much of a difference here in the ages. I don't know. It always came off like Todd McFarlane was so much more older than Liefeld, and I mean, I think Liefeld just broke in a couple of years earlier than most everyone else. So that, I don't know, that was kind of wild to see that. I expected like a 10-year difference at least, but it doesn't seem that way. Here's a list of favorite movies: Die Hard, Sound of Music, Princess Bride, and Blade Runner. I'm going to go on record right now. A lot of people's favorite movies, and this is Blade Runner. So that's really something. His favorite food is apparently Todd McFarlane's wife's enchiladas. Todd McFarlane apparently is a really big fan of anything that is Mexican food. So it says it right here, his favorite foods are Mexican. So I'm assuming that his wife makes a lot of that for him. And then, as you can see here, his from what I understand, Todd McFarlane used to invite people over to his house all the time, if they were in town or whatever. And so I'm sure they partook of dinner or whatever when they were there. Now, I'm gonna see if I can't find the tweet and put it in the video, but it didn't come out too long ago. But there's a guy on Twitter called the Liefeldian, and he generally I follow him because some of the stuff that he puts up there is just hilarious. But I think he had put it, like, retweeted something from Liefeld that said something about how Todd McFarlane was never even a top 5 artist to him. And I was just talking about how Liefeld, that there apparently was no bad blood, but it kind of sounds like there's bad blood. So I don't know. It's very weird, because I don't hear anything good ever coming out of Liefeld's mouth concerning Todd McFarlane. But right here with favorite comic artists, we have Jack Kirby, and Todd McFarlane's number 2 out of this list. Frank Miller, John Byrne, Michael Golden, and all the Image guys. Okay, there were 7 guys with Image when it started, and then a lot more came over. So you say all the Image guys, you could have just included Todd McFarlane in that. You did, I'm just saying. It just seems like, there was a time when, when he talks about it, him and Todd will be on the phone while they're inking comics for like all hours of the day and night. And then now if he says anything about Todd, it's Todd's not a great artist. Todd is somehow lazy because he doesn't draw comics anymore, even though he's running a toy and comic empire on his own. Okay. He's lazy, if that's how you want to look at that. So we have here favorite comic issue, Death of Elektra and Elektra Lives. Favorite comic characters. He doesn't have one. Doesn't have a favorite. Okay. I get that. Maybe they're all his favorite. Maybe none are his favorite. I get it. He said before that he's a very big comic book guy. But I will point out that it seems that, like, I would say some of his characters would be his favorite. And for the longest time, that was forever Cable. Because I gotta say, I find this hilarious that for 20 years, it's Cable. Cable. Everything is Cable. He recreated Cable 6 or 7 times. Just blatant ripoffs of his own character because he liked that character so much. And that was the big character at the time. Everybody was like, oh, we like Cable. Cable's badass, blah, blah, blah. Until the Deadpool movies, with Ryan Reynolds making these, so great and everything. So now he's all about Deadpool. Like, you won't hear Cable from him anymore, but I just find it funny that through all those years, he never made any duplicates of, or what is it called? Derivatives of Deadpool while he was making comics. That never occurred. It was forever Cable, so many versions of that in Image and wherever, but not that when it came to Deadpool. Again, I'm just putting that out there. What question are you asked most often? How did you get into comics? How old are you? Okay. What are your pet peeves? Rude fans, Todd McFarlane's busy signals, cloudy weather. Don't know what the busy signal thing is. I think that's when he's calling him, because back then he used to do this on a landline. It was 1993. And I think when he would call Todd and Todd was on the phone with somebody else, I guess that was something that, bothered him. So that, again, right there, it just shows you at one point, I guess they used to be like major friends, and then just doesn't seem to be that way anymore, at least on Liefeld's end. Career highlights, the Hulk and Dove series, New Mutants. So again, his career highlights seem to be everything that he's ever worked on. To aspiring artists, be enthusiastic, be original, work hard, and meet your deadlines. Talent may get you a job, but discipline will keep it. Wow, that is from this guy. Be original, meet your deadlines, talent. He's got the enthusiasm part. I'll give him that, but that is that's wild. Wow. If I was on a game show and they were like, who do you think said this quote, blah blah blah, Rob Liefeld would never come to mind for 1 second on that. But anyway, Here we go, Jim Lee. Again, everybody is around the same age here. Jim Lee is 3 years older than Rob Liefeld. Yeah, they really made Rob Liefeld look like some kind of wunderkind when it came to drawing comics or whatever. Um, Favorite movies: Godfather 1 and 2, Blade Runner again, Aliens, Brazil, Sound of Music. I have to say, I'm a little wilded out that so many people are saying Sound of Music. I've never even seen that. I'm not a big musical fan. Musicals don't really do it for me. But I might have to check it out someday. It seems that a lot of comic book artists like it. Um, what do we have here? Favorite comic artist: Frank Miller, Kevin Nolan, Milo Manera, Dark Knight, issues 1 through 4. Okay. Favorite comic character: Jerry Seinfeld. That's kind of funny. Um, I think so. So here's what I think is going on here. Because this is Image, and Image is still kind of new. It was founded in '92, from what I understand. This came out in '93. I don't think that they really wanted to give a shout out to other companies. They didn't want to say, "Hey, my favorite character is Batman or Superman or Spider-Man or something like that," because that would lead people to DC and Marvel. And but I guess maybe they didn't really want to lie either. But I don't know. Why didn't they just? Jim Lee could have been like, "Oh, my favorite character is Tom McFarlane's Spawn," and Tom McFarlane would be like, "My favorite character is Rob Liefeld's Bedrock," and then Liefeld could be like, "Oh, my favorite character is Eric Larson's Savage Dragon." You know what I mean? And they're promoting each other and getting the job done. I'm just saying. What questions are you asked most often? What's this comic worth? What are your pet peeves? LaToya Jackson, Bruce Jenner, Suzanne Summers commercials. Okay. Well, that's wild. Suzanne Summers commercials. That's kind of funny. To aspiring artists, always sign your work clearly, or your fans won't know who you are. To my fans, buy what you read and read what you buy. But if you're a speculator, buy low and sell high. Enough said. Okay. So I guess yeah, because this was definitely for speculators at the time. Here we go. The man, Eric Larson. Eric Larson's 1 year older than Rob Liefeld, yet you don't hear about that, so that seems weird to me. Okay. Favorite movies: Summer of '42. Done. Simple. Favorite foods: Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries, Hostess Snowballs, Coffee Crisp. Okay. Favorite comic book artist: I think we all know this. Kirby, Kane, Simonson, Miller. I think everybody was going for Frank Miller. I think this was Frank Miller's big peak thing. He was doing Sin City at the time. He has favorite comic issues: Hulk number 156, Thor number 337, What If number 3. Favorite comic book character: the Dragon. Boom. Done. Easy. Gotta love Eric Larson for everything that he is, always. What question are you asked most often? Do you like to draw that? Oh, do you draw like that? I hold my pencil funny, and by the way, the answer is yes. I have seen pictures of how he holds his pencil, and it is wild, because it's like, it's something like he draws like this or whatever. I can't imagine. I couldn't do something like that. That would I don't know, that kind of just hurt my wrist even trying it. To aspiring artists: learn to draw everything. Drawing comics is a very demanding profession. Take classes, study anatomy and perspective, learn to draw. Wow. I think we should learn to draw. To my fans, thanks for your support. I'm having a hell of a time doing these comics, and I hope you like them. Eric John Larson. All right. Awesome. Jim Valentino. So Jim Valentino, and I think I'm being a bit of an idiot here. Is it? Yeah, so Eric Larson is actually 1 year younger. No. Liefeld was 67. Tom McFarlane was 61. Okay. So yeah, they're just a few years difference, but I was counting the wrong way because here we have Jim Valentino, who would have been the oldest, 1952. Favorite movies: Casablanca, 2001, Blade Runner again, Superman. I appreciate that. I still to this day think that Superman, the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, is one of the best superhero movies ever made. Comic artist: Bill Watterson. Okay. Comic issue: Superman number 149, Vaughn Bode's The Man. Favorite comic characters: Calvin and Hobbes. Okay. What question are you asked most often? This one. What are your pet peeves? I don't like pets that peeve. Thank you. All right. That one didn't make it. To aspiring artists, work hard and persevere. Don't give up no matter what. If you want a job in this field, you have to want it so badly that no one can talk you out of it. Tenacity does count. Learn, grow, and most important, hang in there. To my fans, your encouragement keeps me humble. Your enthusiasm keeps me moving forward. Thanks for your support. All right, that's pretty nice. Here we go. The man, Marc Silvestri. Marc Silvestri being a little older than I thought. He was older than the other guys by a bit. Okay. He was in the field for a long time here. So favorite movies: 2001, Forbidden Planet, Citizen Kane, Jaws, Aliens. Favorite comic book artists: John Buscema and Jack Kirby. A tie. Okay. Favorite comic issues: Fantastic Four number 108, 110, guest starring Annihilus, drawn by Kirby and Buscema. All right. Favorite comic characters: Fantastic Four. I am going to have to look this up, but I wonder if Marc Silvestri ever got a chance to draw the Fantastic Four. That would have been something. What question are you asked most often? When are you coming home? What are your pet peeves? Holes in my socks and deadlines. Okay. I never knew Marc Silvestri to be a problem with a deadline. I'm just saying. To aspiring artists, practice, 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 and when you get tired, practice some more. To my fans, hi, how's it going? All right. Whilst the man Portacio. This is a very weird caricature here. Is Whilst known for wearing incredibly tight pants? I don't know. I'm just saying. The picture's wild for that. All right. So he does not give his birthday. He just says early 60s. So he's around the same age as everyone else, apparently. Favorite movies: Five Fingers of Death, Star Wars, and Aladdin. All right. Favorite comic artist: Bill Watterson, again. Favorite comic issue: Dark Knight. I'm guessing it's just, I don't know, was that Dark Knight Returns, or I'm not sure. Favorite comic characters: Calvin and Hobbes again. All right. What question are you asked most often? Where is Wetworks? What's your name? Are you Japanese? Are you sure you don't have a twin brother? What are your pet peeves? Christy Yamaguchi isn't on television often enough. Okay. To aspiring artists, look carefully at everything that catches your eye, see favorite athlete, and wonder why it attracts you. Learn from life, and in lieu of that, learn from the movies. To my fans, thanks for believing in me and the fantasy that we in this industry creates. All right, that's nice. All right. Now we're going to get to some other people. I think a lot from, from like Homage Studios, Extreme Studios, and such. So like we have Brett Booth here, younger guy. He's only 2 years older than me, and he made it in the comics industry, so that's cool. Let's see here. Favorite movies: Terminator 1 and 2, Alien, so everything James Cameron. I can agree with that. Comic artist Jim Lee. There you go. Comic character Backlash. I believe that was who Brett Booth was working on. What questions are you asked the most? Are you drawing Wildcats number 0? What are your pet peeves? Bad drivers, religious fanatics. I am going to be with Brett Booth here on the bad drivers deal. That would be my number one pet peeve of all time. To aspiring artists, work on backgrounds and perspective. Boom, nice. To my fans, write in for a Backlash miniseries. Okay. Jeffrey Campbell Scott, so that's J. Scott Campbell, is who that is. Did they ever get? That is J. Scott Campbell, right? It's got to be. So yeah, that's wild. I don't know. 1 year older than me. Wow. Movies: Back to the Future, Aladdin, Heathers, The Empire Strikes Back. Good stuff. Favorite comic artist: Jim Lee. Comic issue: X-Men Annual number 10. Comic character: Rogue. Nice. What questions are you asked most often? Where did you learn to draw? What are your pet peeves? Art Adams penciling one comic a year. That's good. I'm pretty sure that is J. Scott Campbell, because he was a big Art Adams fan, and that looked like it was his heaviest influence. To aspiring artists, become a drawing fanatic. Draw every microsecond of the day. Attend as many conventions as possible, and talk with the artist, and most important, draw on paper that's the right size. To my fans, where? Are they here? Okay. Joe Chiodo. Okay, Joe Chiodo, older than I would have thought. Favorite movies: anything and everything. Okay, if you say so. Favorite comic artist, Simon Bisley. Cool. Favorite comic issue, Megaton Man #1. Comic character, Lobo. What question are you asked the most often? What media do you use? What are your pet peeves? Hulk Hogan, Skippy. Skippy peanut butter? I don't know. To aspiring artists, see things through your own eyes as reality is so you can exaggerate it on your own. To my fans, don't praise mediocrity. Wow. Okay. Scott Clark. Okay, older than I would have thought. Movies, Terminator 1 and 2. Cool. Comic artists, all the good ones. All right. Comic issues, hard to narrow it down to one. Comic characters, see above. Okay. Is the comic character the Terminator, maybe? I don't know. What questions are you asked most often? How did you break into comics? What are your pet peeves? Cheap people, bad drivers, like Mark Silvestri. Ooh, shit. Oh my god. Guns blazing on Mark Silvestri. Alright. Apparently he's a bad driver. I didn't know. To aspiring artists, be honest with yourself. To my fans, enjoy comics for comics. Don't get caught up in the collecting investment side or you'll lose the enjoyment. Alright, I can believe that. Dan Frago. 1 year older than me, that's wild. Favorite movies, Rocky 1 through 5? Really, 5? Okay. Aliens, Taxi Driver. Favorite comic artist, Arthur Adams. Comic issue, New Mutants, Summer Special #1. Comic character, Cabot, that's your favorite? Cable derivative #3? Okay. What questions are you asked most often? When are you going to be done with that page, Dan? Okay. What are your pet peeves? I don't have any pets. Okay. To aspiring artists, if you got it, flaunt it, go for what you want. Don't ever give up and listen. To my fans, hey, thanks for looking at my stuff. Hopefully I will continue to surprise you with new and even better stuff. All right, Alex Garner. I believe that was the inker on J. Scott Campbell for a while. Favorite movies, Terminator 1 and 2, Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark. This man's right on my alley here. Raiders of the Lost Ark is my #1 favorite of all time. #2 would be Empire Strikes Back. Favorite comic book artist, Jim Lee. Favorite comic issue, New Mutant Special Section #1. Comic character, Cerebus. All right. I was a big Cerebus fan until, Dave Sim did what he did. What question are you asked most often? Why the hell are you drawing comics when you have a degree in computer science? Okay. What are your pet peeves? Long drawn out questionnaires. Ha. To aspiring artists, mind meld with Jim Lee's brain and steal all his abilities. To my fans, hi, Mom and Dad. Keith Giffen. Okay. Favorite movies, The Ruling Class, Near Dark, Eraserhead. Favorite comic artist, Alex Toth. Okay. Comic issue, I was about to say Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four #5, or Annual #5. Favorite comic character, Mr. A. What question you ask most often? Now, why would you want to go and do something like that? What are your pet peeves? Oh, I don't know, life in general, I guess. To aspiring artists, lighten up. If it ain't fun to do it, ain't worth doing. To my fans, heartfelt thanks. Mike Grill, here we go, it's a good one. Favorite movies, Casablanca, Three Musketeers, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Seems he has good taste. Favorite comic character, comic artist, Johnny Carson. Okay. Comic issue, the presidential elections. Ooh, okay. And then comic character, Richard Nixon. He has to be a Muppet. I'm sure he's got somebody's hand up his ass. Okay, all right. What question you ask most often? How did you break into comics? What are your pet peeves? People who say cavalry instead of cavalry. Jesus didn't ride the Custer. Oh, Jesus didn't ride with Custer. Okay. To aspiring artists, you should become a cartoonist. They only work 2 or 3 days a week, and they make millions of dollars a year. Haha. Chortle, snort, honest. And for God's sake, don't try to learn to draw by copying comic book artists. It makes for a pretty small gene pool. And before long, we'll wind up with characters with both eyes on the same side of their nose, like Miss Peach. All right, to my fans, next time you feel compelled to drag yourself from your deathbed with a fever of 109.3 to come to a convention and shake my hand, don't. And oh yeah, thanks for the houses, cars, horses, dogs, the food, and the clothes. Damn, are you trying to tell me somebody came to a convention with 110 fever? That's insane. I don't believe somebody should live through that. Mike Heisler. Um, who is Mike Heisler? I don't think I know. Dale Keown. Okay. Favorite movie, T2 and Jaws. Comic character, Incredible Hulk. Okay. What questions do you ask most often? This one. No. When is Pitt coming out? Are you a John Byrne clone? All right. I don't know. I don't really see it, but okay. What are your pet peeves? Erasing pencils. Okay. To aspiring artists, don't be proud, or don't be too proud to start out with a smaller company and work your way up to the big two, or is it three or four, and draw, draw, draw. To my fans, hello out there. Moran Michaels, here we go. I'm going to be interested in this. Favorite movies: Highlander, Star Wars trilogy, Terminator. Okay. Favorite comic artist: John Byrne, George Perez, Paul Smith. Comic issue: New Teen Titans #1. Comic character: Battlestone, Cable Derivative #2. Okay. What questions do you ask most often? How did you break into comics? What are your pet peeves? Answering these questionnaires. Okay. So we can see here that the people from the Extreme Studios, Moran Michaels, Dan Fraga, they're all kind of sharing the exact same answers here. So again, with the originality, that's why I chuckled earlier about that. Um, yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like if you're going to say your favorite character is something that Liefeld created and Liefeld gave you work, I guess that's kind of kissing ass in my opinion. But he did give you work, so I mean, I guess I can't argue that, you know. To aspiring artists, draw, draw, draw. It's the only way to improve. To my fans, thanks. I hope someday I get good enough to deserve all your support. All right, Danny Miki. Okay, favorite movies: Highlander, Lost Boys, Excalibur, Batman. I love the movie Excalibur. I am going to do a video on 1989's Batman because I think that was one of the worst movies ever made, and I'm going to have everybody tear into me because I think that'll probably be my viral video because it is outside of most, you know, it's not what most people agree with or whatever. But anyway, comic artist, old John Byrne and Terry Austin stuff. Rob Liefeld and Danny Miki. Wait, what? Hold on. Your favorite comic artist is Rob Liefeld and Danny Miki? Okay, toot your own horn there. Jim Lee and Scott Williams, Dale Keown. Comic issue: Superman versus Spider-Man. What questions are you asked most often? So, what does an inker do? How long have you been growing your hair? What are your pet peeves? Answering phones, negative people. To aspiring artists, look at everything, take it in, think about how you would draw it, get the tools you need, whatever you do, and learn. You can do anything with pure focus. To my fans, what fans? Okay. Brian Murray. There we go. Favorite movies: Blade Runner, Wrath of Khan, Aliens, Philadelphia Story, Rear Window. Favorite comic artists: Mike Golden, Frank Miller, Barry Windsor Smith, old Neil Adams. Comic issue: Superman versus Muhammad Ali, Avengers Annual #10. Comic character: Batman, Nexus Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Okay. What question are you asked most often? Why is Supreme #1 marked Volume 2? Because in Supreme #1, Supreme is returning from a 50-year Star Trek, and before that he had a 45-year Golden Age career. Okay. I guess he felt like answering that here. What are your pet peeves? There are only 24 hours in a day. To aspiring artists, draw everything. If you love drawing comics and you work diligently, you will succeed. Don't be discouraged. Every artist has a couple hundred bad drawings they have to get out of their system, so get drawing. To my fans, thanks for coming out to see us at store signings. I love meeting and talking with all of you. Your support has made Image the success that it is. Thanks. Tom Warzikowski. Favorite movie: Dragons Forever, Bullet in the Head, Buckaroo Banzai. Comic artist: Jack Kirby. Comic issue: Flash #123. Comic character: Phoebe in Pirates Cores by Evan Dorkin. Alright, what questions do you ask most often? How do you break into comics? What kind of pen do you use? What are your pet peeves? Favorite athletes? Okay. To aspiring artists, illustrators should learn to draw from life. Letterers should study calligraphy. Writers should read novels and plays. Norm Ratman. Alright, favorite movie: Star Wars trilogy. Comic artist: Rob Liefeld. Comic issues: Uncanny X-Men #137. Comic character: Punisher, not Publisher. What question are you asked most often? How long did it take you to grow your hair that long? What are your pet peeves? Liars, people pulling my hair. Okay. To aspiring artists, there are so many people who want to be pencilers. Why not try inking? It's fun. To my fans, I never knew I had any. Scott Williams, here's a good one. Favorite movies? Gandhi, I Spit on Your Grave. Favorite artist? Too obvious a question, so I guess that's Jim Lee. Comic issue, too stupid a question. Damn. Okay. Comic character, Rob Liefeld. I guess that's kind of funny. What question are you asked most often? What pen point do you use? Who's your favorite inker, Art Thibert or Dan Panosian? Those are the only choices you got? Okay. What are your pet peeves? Joe Chiodo's puns, Joe Mendoza's forehand, Bill Clinton's tax reforms. Okay. To aspiring artists, do not learn to draw. Save yourself countless hours of hard work and frustration and learn to swipe from your favorite image artists. Oh. To my fans, inkers are people too. Chance Wolf. Not sure I know who Chance Wolf is. I don't know. Did they list their credits here? Or, I don't know. But I don't know, favorite movies: Die Hard, Deliverance, Grapes of Wrath. Comic artist Dale Keown. Great Babes. Okay. Comic issue: Amazing Spider-Man number 120 and 121. Death of Gwen Stacy. Comic character Shadowhawk. No. Spawn. No. Pit. What question do you ask most often? Do you still paint signs? No. Not a chance. No pun intended. What are your pet peeves? Alarm clocks, thick ink, cold coffee. To aspiring artists, never let anyone tear down your dreams. Hang with positive people and draw. To my fans, I am new and I'm giving you my heart and soul. I thank you for your support. Well, there you go. That was Image Plus. That was very interesting. I would have gotten that back in the day because it was, I don't know, kind of hard to get any information about these guys. All you had was like a few interviews and such for that. So I found this to be very interesting. So again, guys, I'm a comic book artist and I'm trying to get my name out there. So if you like this video, please hit like. It helps my channel grow. If you would like to see more videos like this, hit subscribe. So that way you'll get information on when new videos come out. I'm usually doing a new video daily. Also, I'm currently working on my own comic, Ghost Girl, which should be complete in the next month or two, at which time I will have it published for sale. If you're interested, again, subscribe so you can follow that and know when that book is coming out. So thanks for watching, and until next time.